video.
Dude, look at my screen, look at my lens. You can't zoom in that far. There's a guy standing right there. Look at his face. Oh, what the f is that? Let's go, let's go. What the f is that? Go, go, go. Holy shit.
What was that?
There's people outside right now. That was a car door. Wait a minute, they're not all back in the truck.
We delve into one of the most extreme expeditions from the Mo Sargi Channel, a space dedicated to urban exploration and high-risk camping. On this occasion, the team traveled to the densest and most inhospitable areas of the Appalachian Mountains, never imagining they were crossing the border into hostile territory. In late September 2023, the explorers began an extremely dangerous vertical descent, moving down slippery slopes and clinging to vegetation in a maneuver where the slightest miscalculation could cost them their lives. Upon reaching the riverbed, the current appeared deceptively serene, an almost idyllic landscape that was about to fall apart.
Aldo! Wait, where'd he go? Aldo! What the hell? Yo, he disappeared. Aldo! Wait, actually? Aldo! Oh, hey! Oh, fuck. What? Oh my god, oh my god. Yo! Yo, hey, 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 hey. Shit, spider webs. Yo, yo, hey, hey. You okay? Yo, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Aldo. Yo, hey, wake up. Guys, I think you fell. Yo, Aldo, wake up. Yo, hey. Hello? What happened? Get up. Did you hit your head? Okay? Take it easy, okay? Just take your time, take your time. Did you fall? Did you fall? Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what happened? Bro, seriously, are you playing a joke on me or what? Like, are you okay? Why do you keep looking up that way? What happened? Bro. What happened? Did you slip and fall?
No.
So what happened?
Something was following us.
Something was following us.
Yeah. I heard something. I heard something, so I turned around, and then everything went black.
So somebody hit you?
I saw someone. Yes, I think someone hit me. Someone's here.
Wait, just take it easy, take it easy.
The tranquility dissolved in the blink of an eye when Aldo, one of the members, suddenly disappeared from the line of sight. After a frantic search, Mo located him in a state of semi-consciousness and daze, claiming to have been hit hard on the skull by an invisible assailant. Paranoia and bewilderment seized the group, confirming their worst suspicion: they were being hunted. True panic broke out when they tried to climb back up.
I'm just happy that we got up here before it got dark. Yeah. Because we still have 1,000 steps to climb, right? Oh. Man, worth it though. Worth it. Go, 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 go. Oh, what the f was that? What the f was that? Run, 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 run. Run. Go. What was that? Come on. Let's go. Got someone there. There was someone there. There was someone there.
I think they're trying to keep us out of their territory.
There was clicking. There was actual clicking. Hey, we're not afraid of you. Well, maybe a little bit, but... Jeez. Jeez. There was definitely 100% someone there. What if it's following us, dude? Wait, what's that in the window? What's that in the window? Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a face. Dude, look at my screen. Look at my lens. You can't zoom in that far. There's a guy standing right there. Look at his face. Oh. What the f is that? Let's go, let's go. What the f is that? Go now.
As they approached an abandoned structure in the undergrowth, the beam of their flashlights revealed a disturbing silhouette. Through one of the windows, a human face was staring fixedly at them from the darkness. Survival instinct forced them to flee at full speed, while the environment seemed to close in on them. Disoriented by terror, they lost track of the trail and were trapped at the mercy of the pitch-black night. With their strength at its limit and fear overriding any trace of logic, the team located an old underground fortification, apparently a Cold War-era bunker, and took refuge inside. However, the forest would not give them a respite.
Oh my god, what is that? What is that? What is that? What the f is that? What the hell? I'm zoomed in on it, dude. What on earth is that?
Bro, what the hell is that?
I don't know.
You're zooming in on it so well.
I know. Guys, what is that?
What the?
Hello.
What the hell is that, man?
It's completely red. It's moving. Look, it keeps going. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh my god. Whatever that light was, it completely disappeared.
Also, guys, just for reference, we're not actually being that loud, but we just have good microphones. Like, we're basically whispering right now.
I'm so scared to be here right now. Oh, I see it, I see it, I see it.
An intense reddish luminescence tore through the darkness on the horizon, forcing them to abandon their hideout to resume their trek. It was during that erratic journey that the camera lens immortalized a chilling detail, an anthropomorphic presence crouching among the vegetation. The visual impact left them frozen, planting a disturbing theory in their minds, the possibility of having encountered a wild and feral inhabitant of the mountains.
Yeah, I missed it. We heard something frightening.
That sounded like a feral creature.
That sounded something terrifying.
That was weird. It sounded like it from down there.
It was like screaming.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? I don't know if the camera is picking up on the noises because it's so loud out here. Let's just keep going, dude. Yo, what was that?
Bro,
what is that?
There's something there. There's something there. Bro, there's something there. Go check, go check, go check.
Wait, what do you mean go check? What the f is there?
Bro, down there. Come.
What do you mean go check? What did you see?
Bro, there's something down there.
Hello? What did you see? Huh?
Bro, there's a feral person.
What do you mean there's a feral person? What did you see? Where? Hello? You caught something on camera?
Yeah. There's something down there, bro.
Can we see your footage? Can I see your footage?
Yeah, come see.
Actually, you caught something?
Yeah.
You wanna go back to where we were like camping out?
Yeah.
Let me show me what you saw. All of saying you got something. Oh, there's someone there. There was a guy there.
Yeah, you see that?
What the hell? No way.
You see that?
What the hell?
Yo, it says
no. Yo, someone's stalking us. There's a dude there.
I know. There's.
Determined to clear up the mystery, the creators inspected the sighting area with caution, discovering an absolute void that only increased the heaviness of the atmosphere. The true psychological horror manifested a few minutes later when, upon resuming their flight, the camera refocused on the same creature stalking them from a different angle.
I just turned off the camera too. I fucking hate myself for that. Man, it is getting darker and darker. I literally cannot see a thing. I think my flashlight is dying out, or this camera. Oh my god, I hear clicking. Dude, I actually saw
him?
Yeah, I saw somebody. Dude,
Okay,
I actually saw somebody. There's somebody. Let's get
Let's go the hell back.
Let's go. Let's get the back to the cave, guys. Back to the cave. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god! We're being shot at. We're being shot at. Oh!
Before they could react, a dry and violent blast broke the silence of the mountain. A direct shot had echoed just a few meters from their position, sending a shockwave that forced them to retreat in absolute panic toward the bunker. Protected by the concrete walls until the first rays of dawn, the exhausted survivors managed to evacuate the mountain range at first light, leaving their equipment behind and solemnly swearing never to set foot in the belly of the Appalachians again. We change course to analyze a disturbing record from the channel Exploring with Bear, a space where its creator, Jer, documents high-risk journeys, overnight stays in hostile zones, and inexplicable sightings deep in the wilderness. In early May 2026, the explorer and his wife ventured into the dense forest landscapes of West Virginia. Their final destination was the vicinity of the New River Gorge, a massive fissure in the Appalachian Mountains whose valleys carry a relentless history of isolation and old local legends.
Welcome back to another Appalachian camping adventure. Is it Appalachian or Appalachia?
Appalachia?
Appalachian Mountains? So right now we have currently set up our camp at the, what's it called, babe?
New River Gorge.
The New River Gorge, which actually went through Thurman too, my memory. New River Gorge though, and this river has history too. There was so much bloodshed here that bodies used to be tossed in this river right here. And people were probably killed. There was so much killing going on in these days. This area was considered like the Dodge of the West of those days. Very violent times. History, a lot of history here. Anyway, but deep in Appalachia, which is supposed to be haunted. We're not even supposed to be out here at night, and we're going to stay here all night.
The couple arrived in the heart of the forest well into the early morning, talking about the superstitions of the area, including the famous warning from the locals never to whistle among the trees at night. After a quick dinner, Jer decided to leave the safety of the vehicle to inspect the surrounding darkness with his flashlight. However, the apparent calm crumbled when a dry and violent impact resonated against the body of the van. His wife's alert call forced him to retreat immediately, but a thorough perimeter inspection revealed no dents, fallen rocks, or fleeing silhouettes, absolutely nothing that would justify such a blow.
Swallows up my flashlight. Man, I keep hearing crap moving around me too. So, actually, I'm going to get back to the truck because Tiff's in there. And I know she's probably freaked out right now. Alright, so Tiff just texted, and I guess something hit the truck. And she's nervous and needs me to come back right now. So, I gotta get back to the truck. Babe, what happened?
It's too scary.
It's the Appalachian Mountains.
It's just too scary. Please come in. And stop filming me.
What hit the truck? What was you talking about?
Despite the confusion, they tried to calm their nerves and prepared to rest inside the vehicle, trusting that the incident was nothing more than an isolated event. It was in that moment of vulnerability that Jer remembered a detail that set off all the alarms, a suspicious car that he had spotted prowling the sector hours earlier. Knowing they were being watched in a completely unprotected territory turned the cabin into a psychological pressure cooker. Unfortunately, their worst fears were about to materialize under the cloak of night.
smash that like. It lets YouTube know I'm doing a decent job. Until next time.
What was that?
There's people outside right now. That was a car door. What are they doing? Man, is it that same?
It's the same truck.
Okay. Oh, that's creepy. Why do they? Oh, now they're outside but without flashlights. One dude's walking around with no flashlight.
In the absolute silence of the early morning, the shadows came to life. A group of human silhouettes began to move stealthily around the vehicle, surrounding them in an invisible but lethal circle. Panic skyrocketed upon realizing they were cornered. Without wasting a single second on confrontations, the couple jumped in coordination to the front seats, started the engine, and began a frantic escape down the mountain. Although they managed to leave the threat behind unharmed, the experience remained etched as a brutal reminder of how an idyllic camp in a familiar environment can turn, in a matter of seconds, into a true nightmare of real survival. We now move to the channel Exploring with Angelo, a platform specialized in unraveling the secrets of forgotten locations and enclaves with high paranormal activity. Guided by a coordinate from the Randonautica app, the explorer traveled to the emblematic and legendary town of Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. This settlement, marked by its 18th-century architecture, old railway crossings, and foggy bridges, carries a history of tragedies and mysteries that seem to permeate the environment. Although the journey began under apparent tranquility, the surroundings did not take long to manifest anomalies. As soon as they entered the trails, inexplicable murmurs began to float in the air, followed by subtle movements in the undergrowth.
What the hell was that? Okay, somebody's there. Who's there? Chad, where the hell are ya? Okay, screw that. I'm gonna go and find Chad. I don't know what that was, but no thanks. Not buying whatever you're selling. Okay, moving along. I don't know if he came back yet. I think his point was like a little bit farther than mine. I think. I just saw something. I could have sworn I saw somebody move. I'm kind of like behind the tree line down there. It's a little hard to see though.
The certainty of feeling watched by hidden presences in the thickness of the forest made adrenaline begin to flow strongly. It was at that point that the isolation fractured the team's security and the psychological tension reached a new level.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen anything move down there since, so we should be okay. Just would really like to know where the heck Chad went. Chad? I see a light. I don't know if that's him. Is that him? Wait, why is that moving so weirdly? What the heck? Okay, that's gotta be him. Let me turn this back on. Just like the way that that light was moving a second ago. It's kind of awkward. Okay, I think that's him. Or maybe not.
While momentarily falling behind as he tried to locate his companion Chad, Angelo experienced the oppression of loneliness in a hostile territory. Suddenly, the distant flash of a flashlight tore through the gloom. With the logic of someone looking for a way out, he immediately assumed it was his friend trying to regroup. However, as he quickened his pace to reach the luminous source through the path, a cold premonition warned him that something was wrong.
There's so many freaking gnats out here. Okay. Is that him? Hang on. Let me bring out the sun here. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll get a little closer and confirm whether that's him or not. I'm really confused. I also just heard something behind me and now I'm getting a little nervous out here on my own.
The behavior of the light defied any logic. It flickered erratically, vanished completely, and emerged in unexpected sectors, sowing doubt as to whether they were truly following in the footsteps of an ally or if they were being drawn into a trap by a complete stranger. After finally reuniting, both decided to move toward the ruins of an old church that connected to their next target. However, the energy of the place became even more somber when they stumbled upon women's personal items inexplicably scattered on the ground. Repeatedly, glimpses of movement at the edge of the forest betrayed a constant stalking, silhouettes that dissolved into the shadows the exact millisecond the camera lens turned to focus on them, making any clear recording impossible.
Well, there's the rock. I don't know, you see anybody?
I don't see anybody.
It is weird.
Nobody's been running with random.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are just birds. Yeah, dude, there ain't nobody here. No. There's no one here, dude. That was weird. I'm like 155,000% positive I saw someone and they just disappeared. Okay. Alright, I say we go back.
The incursion concluded, leaving both investigators submerged in a state of deep perturbation. This urban exploration, loaded with loose ends and unanswered manifestations, remained recorded as an unsolved enigma in the chronicles of their channel. Fortunately, and despite the dense atmosphere of danger, both managed to leave the historic complex completely unharmed. Are you enjoying the video? If so, take advantage of this pause to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can continue enjoying more terrifying videos like this one. Now, let's continue with the next segment. In late September 2025, the channel Paranormal Discovery, a platform recognized for recording expeditions in enclaves with high inexplicable activity, published one of its most disturbing overnight stays. The explorer ventured into the wildest and most isolated sectors of the Appalachian region, seeking to document the darker side of nature, without suspecting that he would go from being an observer to becoming the target of a constant stalker.
Welcome back to another haunted campout. It's a beautiful day to do another one, and we're back in the Devon Woods. So this time, what we're gonna do is hop in the car, rip up, find another campsite, but what we're gonna do is go farther and see how far we can go before my gut tells me no, and pretty much set up camp and figure out all the paranormal stuff and just kind of go with the flow today. So today's adventure, I'm starting a little bit down the road from where I was originally going to start it. There's a huge Jeep meetup, and not to mention like a ATV and motocross like track down there, so it's really noisy. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a lot of motocross going on. But pushed back this way is all the wilderness we need, and it goes pretty deep.
In the early hours, the journey progressed without setbacks. The YouTuber maneuvered his all-terrain vehicle along rugged paths in the company of his dog, analyzing the gloomy background of the sector. However, after setting up camp and inspecting the surroundings, the tranquility began to crack upon discovering anomalous arboreal structures and broken branches with a symmetry that betrayed an intentional origin. As he began his return to the tent, strange crackling reverberated through the vegetation. At the same time, his pet's body language changed drastically, locking his gaze into the darkness as if detecting an imminent threat. The worst awaited them at the base.
You're a good girl. I just noticed something. The f is this? What the hell is this? Kia, what's going on? What's going on? There's no way. Dude, look at this. Holy There's no way, guys. Look at this. There's no way. Dude, that's huge. What the It's gotta be like a second hand, but a little bit. What is going on? I am actually freaking out right now. What the oh, there's another one. No way, dude. What the Oh man, I'm shivering right now. I'm actually terrified. You've got to be kidding me right now. Guys, I have no idea what the this is. I think we just got visited by at least one Bigfoot right now. Look at this. That's insane. And it's like long. It's more long than it is like a palm. Like, you know how I have width in my hand?
The bewilderment turned to horror upon finding disproportionately large handprints stamped on the body of his car, irrefutable evidence that an entity of great size had manipulated the vehicle in his absence. At nightfall, and seeking a margin of safety, the investigator placed motion sensors on the perimeter before taking refuge in the tent. However, the isolation soon became hostile. After the distant echo of an all-terrain engine crossing the early morning, the silence was broken by the stridency of one of the perimeter alarms.
I hear like a ATV? It's far, but I don't know. Something doesn't feel like right. Sorry for that weird moment there. Yeah, I hear an ATV. It's like, ever since I found the like prints on the back of the car, I've just felt so off. Felt kind of like I'm gonna die tonight. You know what I mean? I feel like there's someone moving out there or something like near us. Oh, I forgot about the alarms. Whoa! Whoa! No way. Oh,
With adrenaline at its limit, he swept the environment with a powerful spotlight, but the forest returned an absolute void. With no footprints or silhouettes in sight, he returned to the shelter, where the psychological pressure reached a point of no return.
Someone out there? What the was that? Dude, this is tripping me out. Like, what in the What is going on? What is going on?
From inside the canvas, he began to perceive murmurs of human appearance just a few centimeters away, as if a group of intruders remained static just on the other side of the fabric. Then, the situation escalated into absolute panic.
I think we have to potentially go and check that out. Dude, what the on the other end of my tent right now? It's like right outside the tent, a little bit down the road. Whatever it is like, it's close to me right now. What the fuck?
A sharp, heartbreaking shriek erupted to the side of the tent, a frequency so close and violent that it froze the creator's blood, leaving him paralyzed and unable to react. Upon arming himself with courage and going out to inspect under a sepulchral stillness, the silence was desecrated again, this time by unnatural screams that echoed in the distance, a distorted chorus that refused to fit in with the known fauna of the mountain range.
What the Whoa! What the How come that happens whenever I come outside? I don't hear that all night. I mean, I heard it in the day, but like, whenever I'm like walking, hoots and whoops and whoo! What the? Whoo! Woo!
It seemed that the entire environment was reacting to his intrusion, and that an invisible presence was coordinating a tactical encirclement just beyond the beam of his flashlight.
Holy shit. Yucky. Okay, come on, Key. Come on, Key. Come on, Key. Good girl. Good girl. We'll make it back, okay? We'll make it back. We gotta go now.
Overcome by vulnerability, he entrenched himself until dawn. With the first rays of the sun, exhausted and visibly affected, the explorer confessed the disturbing certainty of having been the plaything of an unknown force throughout the night. An experience that proved that the deeper you go into the blackness of the Appalachians, the more likely it is that something in the thicket is already awaiting your arrival. We now delve into the content of Dead Appalachia, a channel specialized in paranormal chronicles and the search for cryptids in the most inaccessible corners of the mountain range. In mid-May 2026, the investigator located the ruins of Shake Rag, an old mining settlement devoured by vegetation in the Suck Creek area. Today, this ghost town is reduced to 2 collapsed structures and a forgotten cemetery, a setting charged with a gloomy history and persistent rumors of witchcraft linked to the ancient lineage of the McNabb family. From the first steps through the undergrowth, the environment began to emit a dense and anomalous energy, where the old foundations buried under the mud were the only testimony of a disturbing past.
Oh, I'll be damned if that does not look ominous as all hell. I don't like that. Yeah, critters, I don't like that. Alright, here's our first building structure that we're going to explore and investigate. I can't remember if this particular one was a hotel or a shop or something. Judging by the size, it definitely could have been either. What is this? Something has scratched this tree. These right here, something has peeled off the bark, as well as right here, and you can see those are claw marks. And this must have happened very recently, because look, all the wax and the sap from whatever did this to this tree is very fresh. This is all very wet sap, and now I have it all over my hands. Yay. Something's out here scratching up trees. There are bears around here.
As he approached the first building, the explorer detected deep claw marks imprinted on the bark of the trees, with traces of fresh sap that revealed extremely recent activity. Strange emanations began to saturate the environment, accompanied by subtle rustling at the edge of the forest that confirmed an invisible stalker. Suspecting an imminent presence, he turned on his instrumental transcommunication equipment to pose a question to the void.
Is there anything in these ruins that wants to harm me or hurt me? You want to make your presence known to me? Catching something here. Oh, there he is again. You see that? Here, 1 second though. Something weird just caught my eye. There's a children's toy right here. Oh man. There's more of that ripping off of the bark and that sap dripping everywhere. And there's a little old piece of a toy right here. But there's not a lot of, there's a little bit of electromagnetism coming off of it. And then down here, check this out. I have no idea what this could have been. God, this thing's rusted all to hell though.
While inspecting the interior, he stumbled upon relics of the past. A child's toy, fragments of corroded metal, and the remains of rotten blankets scattered on the floor, vestiges of an interrupted everyday life. However, the feeling that an unnatural force remained static in the place became increasingly inescapable.
My name is Luke. I'm a fellow mountain man like y'all. And if there are any spirits here, if there are any spirits of moonshiners, of miners, of the McNabb family here, from the Shake Rag community here in Suck Creek, Tennessee, I am giving you full permission to interact with me
to talk to me. I want to talk to you. I want to know your story. There was most certainly a knock right here. Yeah, that was a knock, all right.
The manifestations were not long in coming. Dry knocks and echoes of unknown origin began to reverberate through the cracked walls in direct response to his words. The dynamic became drastically hostile the exact moment the YouTuber mentioned the concept of witchcraft. At that instant, the impacts intensified, and a heavy movement in the surrounding thicket betrayed that something was stalking him at a very close distance, skillfully dodging the camera lens.
Are you a witch that lived here in Suck Creek that's here right now? Instead, is that what you are? Give me a strong reading if you are a witch, just so I know for sure what you are. All right.
With tension at its peak, the investigator's body began to suffer from the toxicity of the environment. A violent coughing fit invaded him suddenly, experiencing the oppression of an air that seemed to reject his presence. At the same time, the electromagnetic readings and the spirit box went completely out of control, throwing out distorted phonemes of a markedly threatening nature. This psychophysical aggression forced him to evacuate the first structure, although the paranoia of being followed through the grove did not diminish.
I'm giving you permission to communicate with me. Do you have God? Do you have a name? That thing just said, "You're dead," I'm pretty sure. Where's my light? Can't see. Damn dog going off. God. I must be inhaling something around here, so I just keep coughing. I've spent enough time in this building. I'm gonna head over to the other building. To be honest though, I don't feel very safe right now. That thing really just said you're dead, and there's potential for like witchcraft and demons and shit.
At that point, the creator faced the classic dilemma between prioritizing documentary recording or safeguarding his physical integrity. After suffering new and alarming bodily reactions caused by the inexplicable activity, he made the determination to abort the mission. In his subsequent assessment, the explorer confessed to having experienced a suffocating sensation of strangulation while he remained inside the ruins, an experience of such excessive intensity that it consolidated his firm belief that Shake Rag is a territory authentically cursed by forces that escape human comprehension. We conclude this block with a record from Brant, a content creator known for his immersive chronicles of hiking and overnight stays in environments of extreme isolation. In early November 2024, the adventurer ventured onto one of the most demanding routes in the Appalachian mountain range, facing a long and grueling journey. For most of the trip, the focus was on the physical challenges of pure survival, overcoming steep slopes, rationing scarce water supplies, and battling physical exhaustion as civilization remained leagues behind. However, as he approached the end of the day, the reality of the environment began to distort inexplicably.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that cell site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass.
While advancing along the narrow trail, crisp sounds of footsteps and the rustle of vegetation caught his attention. Looking up, Brant clearly spotted the silhouette of another hiker approaching in his direction, carrying a travel backpack. Following trail logic, he stopped to wait for the encounter to exchange the usual hiker's greeting, but the seconds ticked by and the figure never emerged from the thicket. The trail was left in a sepulchral silence, completely deserted. In the end, the deepest terror of this experience was not born from a visible threat, but from the disturbing certainty of having interacted with something that, in the real world, was never there. As we have seen in these accounts, the majesty of the Appalachian Mountains and its surrounding regions hides a dimension of absolute mystery, where the thin line between adventure and danger seems to dissolve under the cloak of night. Faced with such chilling scenarios, we want to ask you, if you were completely alone in the wilderness and heard footsteps approaching your tent in the early morning, would you stay calm to investigate, or would you abandon everything to flee immediately? Let me know your opinion in the comments. If this journey through the darkest secrets of nature has kept you on the edge of your seat, take this moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming suspense chronicles, and don't forget to share this video with your mystery-loving friends. Thank you for joining us, and remember to always stay alert.